you ever seen a Lego set and thought, what were they thinking when they came up with this? From a Lego Squidward that even had to be relaunched to the weird artistic Lego creations, get your popcorn ready and prepare yourself to see the weirdest Lego items ever made. Now, starting strong with this series of the weirdest Lego items ever made, we've got the Lego Creator Record and Play. Now, this set was something users still talk about, but not in a good way. So, this set had a weird way of being built, and many still ask if it was meant to be a dinosaur, a frog, or a mantis, or wheels for legs. No comments. It's green, and that's the only thing I'll be saying about it, and that's why people think it has to be one of those three options. Needless to say, it was released in 2003 and only gained some popularity before being removed for good. For the following product, we have an entire theme that made it into the weirdest Lego items ever made. In fact, these products are also included in our video of the biggest Lego fails in the world. The expectations are high, right? But why do people think that this theme is so weird? It's kind of the same reason it gained the entire theme a spot in the biggest Lego fails ever made. The odd looks. As you may already know, this theme was designed based on the famous kids show Galidor. The thing is that the designers must have had a very rough day while creating this product. Not to say they did it with their eyes closed, as many fans thought the products of this theme were unrecognizable as something made by Lego. Also, aside from the weird looks and the terrible representation of the Galidor show, the products of this theme, mostly action figures, had some weird features, like interchangeable arms, which made AFOLs cringe with it even more. As an entire weird theme, we include in this video the LEGO Fabuland theme. This theme was released by LEGO in 1979, with the idea of creating easy-to-build models for children between the ages of 3 and 7, based on the universe of animal-headed characters. However, not everyone thought that these characters looked cute for children. Many looked weird, and the products released for this theme were very random among themselves, which made many LEGO fans question what the designers were thinking when they came up with the idea of the Fabuland theme, and also what the people that approved its release were thinking. Following with the LEGO Krusty Krab adventures, many of you would think, how can someone mess up a SpongeBob-themed product? And the answer is right, this LEGO set. Why are we including the LEGO Krusty Krab adventures among the weirdest LEGO sets ever made? Because although the first impressions look okay, even normal, it is super incomplete, leaving many people to imagine what is missing, only really delivering the front of the Krusty Krab and totally forgetting about the back. I mean, if you don't turn it around, maybe you can fool yourself to like this set, right? But forget about getting Squidward. He didn't even want to work in the TV series, so he definitely wouldn't work in such a place. And talking about our beloved Squidward, this beloved character had an unmissable feature that complicated the creation of its minifigure on various levels. Squidward's nose. Squidward's nose is iconic. There is no Squidward without its nose, but that same nose represented a real challenge for LEGO designers, as the first Squidward minifigure launched was pretty weird, and summing a cheek-to-cheek smile, it made its face look really weird. I mean, Squidward rarely smiled. After releasing a not-so-good-looking Squidward, LEGO relaunched the minifigure and did a better job, giving Squidward the beautiful looks he deserves. Totally an Adonis, right? How do you feel after learning about these weird products? I know it's already a lot, but we aren't even finished. The last one will probably change how you see things. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos about unique, awesome, and sometimes weird LEGO sets. Continuing with our weird LEGO products, we have a peculiar LEGO car that some fans liked and others didn't. Let me explain why. The thing is that this car is a really creative representation of what designers thought would be a car that takes people time traveling, utilizing weird accessories and a scientific theme features, which they surely thought represented the means that developed the time traveling characteristics of this car. However, and even when many fans liked how crazy the time cruisers looked and the theme idea, many others thought it was not cool because the product did not specify what time they were traveling, or if they visited any and the time cruisers were just kids decorating their mom's car as a joke. What do you think about it? Personally, I think the theme looks fun and creative, so even with its weird looks, I would buy it. Another favorite along the car line theme that many fans believe is weird because of its looks is the Cars Disney Pixar Lego Guido and Luigi's Pit Stop. Now you'd think this set would be a cute representation of one of Disney Pixar's classic cartoon movies, right? Well, not exactly. The thing is that many LEGO fans consider this set as one of the worst remakes for many reasons, including the fact that Luigi and Guido's hats were just one singular LEGO piece for both, and their weird smiles and eye stickers that many fans didn't like. Such a bad outcome for something that would have been such a great and heartwarming LEGO set. The police units from the LEGO set number 3314 are deemed the worst police unit set ever made by many AFOLs, but also one of the weirdest sets ever made. Why? Because the set doesn't make any sense, only including 2 police units and police minifigures when it was supposed to be part of the new stadium made for the 1998 World Cup. Aside from that, many fans were mad that this set represented police officers containing or fighting a riot, which many thought was very uncalled for and a drawback. I mean, promotional sets for the 1998 World Cup should have shown the fun and excitement of going to a World Cup and having the opportunity to watch a great soccer match, right? Well, not everyone thought the same, apparently. Also, another of the sets included in the biggest LEGO fails, which was also considered one of the weirdest LEGO set products ever made, is the LEGO Scala Summer Days Out. LEGO launched the Scala theme to try and compete with Barbie for the attention of female consumers, but failed completely as the looks of the sets are pretty weird according to many LEGO fans. The Scala Summer Days Out is one of the most bizarre, showing on the box art a figure named Baby Thomas looking right into your soul. Not very appealing for parents who want to buy a cute play set for their daughters. Also, the dog that was included with the set was one of the weirdest LEGO ever made, not making any sense at all. A Dalmatian that's bigger than the baby and could even pass for a horse instead of a dog. Medieval sets are very popular among LEGO products, and they embrace all the themes with castles and knights. However, one product of the medieval theme raised much concern among AFOLs: the Fright Knight's Flying Machine. This set was released in 1998 as part of the LEGO Castle theme, a medieval theme. Now, I'll ask you one question. Why is a medieval knight using a spaceship with bat wings? I mean, everything is wrong regarding this set, and that's the reason why it became one of the weirdest LEGO sets. Why the bat wings? The designers went wild with this set. Will Batman get mad about this? We have many questions, but few answers. The Znap theme is also one of the weirdest LEGO sets ever launched, and there are many reasons why. First, this set was released to compete with K'NEX in the late 90s. As a theme offered to compete with other products in the market, its life was pretty short, only about a year and having launched 19 sets. Now about the Znap products. These were pretty weird and had a really old-like design that many thought was outdated. Not even close to the quality of the characterized LEGO products, which even damaged LEGO's reputation in the 90s. And that's also the reason why this set is also included among the biggest LEGO failures. Now, LEGO hasn't also done a good job in creating sports centers, which can be seen with the LEGO NHL Slammer Stadium. This sports theme was released back in 2003, and the reason why is the color gray that was included on everything, including the stadium and minifigures themselves. I mean, it was hard for anything to stand out, and the minifigures were pretty ugly as well, not using the characteristic yellow that represents LEGO minifigures, but also having weird faces that were built in a bizarre way. The expression, the face, the build, everything was wrong with them. So far, it's not a set I would want to receive as a gift. Wow, I've never seen so many LEGO products. Do you own any of these? Let us know in the comments if it's as weird as it looks. Let us continue with the next weird LEGO set, which is part of the space theme and is one of LEGO's favorites. With just one glance at this set, you'll know why we included it among the weirdest LEGO sets ever made. It's a space station with arms and legs. You heard that right. Arms and legs. Just so you know, if you're now asking, but why, I'll truthfully tell you, no one knows. I just can't imagine what the designers were doing here with the arms and the legs. In the description, it says it's a robot space center. But does it really work out? Not even 40 years after its release, because the set was released in 1984, scientists have tried to put arms and legs on any spaceship or building prototype that will go into space. Thankfully. Did you hear about the LEGO Nestle Nesquik bunny that was released from 2001 to 2003? It wouldn't be a surprise if you didn't know about this strange product, as it was an exclusive product released only in New Zealand, Australia, and Germany, and was released as 3 different polybag sets: the Racer Driver, the Movie Star, and the original version. The weird thing about this Nestle Pet Lego release is lying right under its head. Don't try to remove the head because the face that's underneath is quite disturbing. Lego also did dirty to Toy Story, as the garbage truck Getaway set from one of the Toy Story movies, Toy Story 3, is included in this list of weird Lego sets. Released in 2010 and including 402 pieces, this set was an exclusive release for Toys R Us and included the minifigures of Buzz, Jessie, Twitch, and Lotso. Why is this set weird? Well, the fact that everything surrounds the dirt and trash is kind of odd, and the whole point of this set was because all of them went to the bin. The minifigures even have dirt stains to try to make them look as if they were in the bin, leaving a sour taste in our mouths because you can get an exclusive minifigure, but it's dirty. However, this set does have a cool feature, and you can use a replica of a trash truck mechanism which actually replicates the action of emptying the garbage container into the garbage truck. Yeah, I think that's cool. The Lego-themed Jack Stone, which was created based on the titular character Jack Stone in 2001 and discontinued in 2003, is also considered to be weird by fans. The reason behind this? According to many, all of the Lego minifigures of Jack Stone had an odd look on their face, pretty much defaming the original Jack Stone. And although Jack Stone could be anything he wanted, a policeman, a firefighter, a pilot, or a number of other action-packed jobs, the weird looks still remained. There are some Lego sets that just make AFOLs think why and how in many senses, like the Lego Star Wars Technic Stormtrooper. Around the comments arising after the launch of this Stormtrooper in 2001, many of them suggested Lego was treating it worse than the Empire by starving it, or giving it some protein so it could bulk up a bit. I love these jokes, really. The reality is this Stormtrooper is by far the skinniest of them all among all the Lego Stormtroopers, but it features good joints and movements due to being part of the Technic sets. And coming with 361 pieces, it sure needed 100 more to at least look proportional. I mean, the helmet is huge compared with the body. And just like the Lego Technic Stormtrooper, we have the Lego Technic C-3PO, our favorite protocol golden droid from the Star Wars series. As well as the Lego Stormtrooper, our favorite droid was designed to be skinny, although it already was skinny in the series to begin with. However, what makes this set weird is that the robot has a limb issue. They fall off easily and are hard to attach again. Furthermore, it has a blow button in the middle that can make its head detach from its body as it's attached with rubber bands. However, the exploding button does not always work. Weird, right? It seems that a rubber band exploding mechanism is not that reliable. Also, the color is a little off, as the original droid was supposed to be mostly golden, and the Lego Technic figure is more like black with some golden parts. Do you remember Geoffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us? This giraffe is part of many fond memories. Apparently, Lego wanted to create a cool product based on it. Then how could Lego sever Geoffrey the giraffe and leave a set with only its head? You heard it right, this set was released as a promotional set in 2013 for Toys R Us, and only contains a buildable head of Geoffrey the giraffe, which is why it's one of the weirdest and most questionable Lego sets on this video. Did I also mention the crazy look on its eyes? Would you want to display a disembodied Geoffrey the giraffe in your home? I don't think so, and I don't know how they approved this set either. But the nightmare of Geoffrey the giraffe doesn't end with an unbodied Lego set, as Lego also released the Lego Geoffrey and Friends, another promotional set in 2016. Let's start with the weird look on Geoffrey the giraffe's face. What's up with the front teeth? I mean, this set is way better than the previous one, which only gave us a crazy-looking, unbodied head, but it is still weird in many ways. After 2 unsuccessful sets trying to replicate Geoffrey the giraffe, I seriously think Lego is trying to defame this character. Poor Geoffrey, right? Then our final Lego set in this list of weirdest Lego items ever made, we have our favorite Jedi Master, Yoda. However, this Yoda had fans rethinking how good of an idea it was to transform every beloved character into Lego. Even when we love many of the Yoda minifigures, maybe a big Lego Yoda figure isn't exactly a good idea. The Lego website describes this set as Yoda as you've never seen him before. And it's quite right on with that statement. This set, coming with 1,771 pieces, you'll be able to recreate a Master Yoda with a kind of dark and sinister eye look. And even when the description of the product says that Yoda has a unique feature where you can move its eyebrows, it does not fix the weird look it gives you all day. Now imagine having it watching you while you sleep and waking up to see it looking at you like that. No thanks. Wow, I hope I don't dream about any of these weird Lego products, especially the Yoda Lego figure. Its eyes are just creepy. We've reached the end of this video about the weirdest Lego items ever made. Thanks for keeping up till the end, and see you again in our next video about amazing and unique Lego products. But don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of them. Bye-bye.